Happy Monday, Brent Tallman here with Fairway Independent Mortgage with the mortgage market update for July 24th. And we'll just get right to it. Rates are slightly a little higher than they were last week. The average conventional rate stands at 6.98. That's up by 0.09. FHA stands at 6.58. That's up by 0.07. And VA stands at 6.59. That's up by 0.9. This according to Mortgage News Daily. They are constantly updating rate, and this is average. So it's an average of credit scores, average of property, average of lock dates. There are so many things that go into impacting your interest rate. So I just want to unpack a little bit of that. One is your credit score. Obviously, that impacts. The higher the credit, the better your score is. Second thing is what type of property you buy. If you buy a condo, manufactured home, single family, all of those impact what type of rate you're going to get. The third thing is your loan amount. The size of your loan amount will impact what rate you end up getting. Fourth thing would be your lock term. If you're going to lock it in for 15 days, 30 days, 45 days, 60 days, when you do an initial lock-in, you lock it in 15-day increments. And so however long, the longer out you lock it, the longer your rate is going to end up being. And obviously the program you pick is going to impact your interest rate as well. So there's a lot of things that go into interest rates. That's why I get all the time, people quote all the time, call me up and say, hey, what's the rates? And so there's a lot of questions I have to ask when it comes to that. And because there's a lot of things that impact interest rates. So with that being said, this is the market. I don't feel the market's really going to change a whole bunch. We do have some big economic news coming this week. On Tuesday, we get the housing indexes. So that will let us know how home pricing is going. We are expecting and anticipating an increase in that. And then Wednesday is really the big day. That's the Fed meeting. They've been on blackout, so they have not been commenting. But they are expected to raise interest rates this meeting. That's already priced into the equation. Now, bear in mind, the Fed does not directly control mortgage rates. They control short-term rates. It's what banks lend each other overnight. What they do directly impacts credit cards, lines of credit, those types of things. They do have an indirect way of impacting mortgage rates. So what they do on Wednesday, the anticipation is they're going to raise rate. That's already all factored in. What everybody's really going to be paying attention to when it comes to mortgage rates is what Jerome Powell says in his news conference after the announcement. That's what everybody's going to be paying attention to. So everybody's expecting a rate hike, and then we'll see what the chairman has to say, and the market will react either good or bad according to that. And then Thursday, we get the jobs number and the GDP, which is kind of funny. That's kind of like an afterthought. Used to be GDP determined whether or not we were in a recession, but apparently that's not the case anymore. And so that's GDP does not have the same impact that it used to have. And then on Friday, we get the PCE, which is the consumer expenditures, personal consumer expenditures. This is a key gauge to what inflation is doing, and so we always want to pay attention to that. So us as leaders, us as professionals in this environment, one thing is certain: demand is high, supply is low, and so you got to buy now because pricing continues to go up. If you wait, you're going to pay more. So that's the message we have to be telling people. The rates are the rates, and I really don't anticipate too big of changes over the next 6 months. I think we're going to fluctuate somewhere between 6 to 7, 7.5 maybe. But that is the rates, and that's what we have to get used to. That they're not coming down. They're never going to get in the 4s and the 3s again. And so they are what they are. And so we have to be the leaders in this. And we have to explain to people why buying now is always the best time to buy, because it is. Buy now, it's always the best time to buy. And then just want to let you know that American Warriors Initiative, we have a 5K, virtual 5K. You can sign up on the link in my email. Fairway started this nonprofit, and we have raised over 317 service dogs that go to retired veterans, and we do so much more with that. So I invite you to be a part of that and help give back to those who have given all for us. With that being said, remember, now is always the best time to buy. Take care and have a great week.